Hi, everybody. I'm Mel Doerr. Aloha shirt psychic. I got Linda Grindel in the house. Hi, Linda.
Hi, honey.
We didn't do it on Monday because Linda was
I had the bad manners to go to Malibu
she went to Malibu to write.
to write
So we
to
decided,
write with some professional writers.
oh, there you go. And I'm supposed to do a show with Kevin tomorrow night, but I can't because I got a meeting in the Townhouse Association. I'm the president.
Oh, okay.
Go figure.
And then we're going to do our collab. Did you say yes to Kevin
Yes.
for the 24th? Okay.
Yep, I did. If that was all right with you. So
Yeah.
all righty. All right, so I'm up to 18,000 subscribers. Yay. And I just want to announce the 3 people because every 1,000 I give away 3 free half-hour sessions.
I hope my name's on that list.
And what I'm going to do is for people who join, I'll give away 1 hour session once a month, but only for people who join, not subscribers.
What do you mean join?
When you join the channel, like people that subscribe, that's one thing, but when you join, you become a member.
Oh, you have members.
Yeah, I don't have many.
Yeah, I do too.
But the members, they would get 1 free hour session a month. So the name will go in like a kitty and we'll just pull out a name.
Okay.
So there you go, among other things. And they get discounts on readings too, and classes when I start them. All right. So the winners of the half-hour sessions are Mitch Co. Mitch is a really nice guy. He's the one, I couldn't think of his name, who sent me the Meyer lemons.
Awesome.
You got to try these Meyer lemons. They're amazing. And he just sent me an email that he sent another batch of them. So,
well, they're going to Chicago. I can't try them.
Well, I'll send you some. Or he asked me actually if he could have your address so he could send you some.
Oh, yes. I'll give him my address.
Hi, Mitch. But this guy
Tell him to look under bodaciousTatas.com and
Bodacious Tatas. Now, what street would that be on? Mitch is such a nice man. He has done so much for so many people.
That he sounds nice.
So I thought this would just be a little return favor for all the stuff he's done for people. He's just a really nice man. Okay, the next winner is Marinette Flores. She was in Sedona with us.
Oh, what's her name?
I'll spell it for you. Marinnette, Marinette Flores, Flores.
Okay.
She's coming to Italy with us. So, all right. And then there's somebody from Louisville, Kentucky, Lisa Foster. Lisa Foster went.
Oh, Lisa, my Lisa. Yeah. She's so wonderful.
We put names in and we pull them out. So it's Marinette, Mitch, and Lisa.
Yay, Lisa.
Thank you, guys.
Go, Lisa. You're so fine. You're so fine. We'll make you mine. Go, Lisa.
Linda's name is a cheerleader was Tatas. Anyway. All righty. So okay, so the first question that comes up is from Lisa Foster, believe it or not.
Wow.
Hello from Louisville, Kentucky. To my 2 favorite psychos, she says. Okay, you got it right.
That's Lisa.
Oh my God, what are the Republicans thinking after Biden's speech last night? Boy, did he!
Oh my God,
that was
fan-freaking-tastic.
Did you see Marjorie Taylor Greene when she's screaming liar? And that I'm going to be tacky here, but the fashion police should arrest her.
You know who's that guy? The Southern guy. He's so funny. He used to work for Clinton. You know, the bald-headed
Cargill, James Cargill,
He's the one that said, take the straight blade out from the bathroom. It's going to be okay. He said, Ron Santos needs to give Marjorie Taylor Greene some fashion lessons.
We were at the dinner table at night, and I said, Gary, I don't want to State of the Union speech. Somebody asked a question about it. And he goes, I said, did you watch it? He goes, yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene heckled the president. He goes, with that ugly white outfit she had. I said,
screaming liar. They were all screaming. It was, you might as well have been in Parliament.
But did you see McCarthy? He was sitting there just seething.
He's
I
not a
told Gary,
leader.
I said, Kamala Harris looks like she is just holding herself back from just reaching over and smacking the you know what out of him. McCarthy looks like he was constipated. I was like, what?
Biden added points, let me tell you. Even
Well,
Geraldo, what's his name? Geraldo, you know, the guy who used to have his own TV show. He
Ronald.
said President Biden is a class act.
Yeah, he is. He really is. You know, it was funny when
Geraldo Rivera, whatever his name is.
Geraldo Rivera. I love the way that Biden handled this. When this was so cool. When you know, the Republicans want to take away or want to do something with Medicare and
Social Security.
And McCarthy's going like this.
Yeah.
Right. And then Biden says, you can come to my office and check it out because I've got the document. And then when he said, I don't want them touching this, even some of the Republicans stood up and clapped.
Uh-huh.
I thought that was pretty amazing. And McCarthy had to stand up. I was like, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think he gained a lot of points from that.
I do too. And the only thing Fox News could say was that 4 justices didn't come.
Which ones didn't come? I know Clarence
Thomas. Wait. Thomas, the one that did the abortion thing.
Amy Coney Barrett.
No, she was there. She was at the thing. I can tell you who was, well, anyway, a bunch of them. 4 of them didn't show. Roberts was there, Amy, and the other female positive ones.
Oh, I can't think of her name. You know, whether or not they agree with the president, it doesn't matter. They should at least show up.
Yeah.
Was Gorsuch there? No Gorsuch?
No.
I wonder if, I don't know if that was a protest against Biden with him, but I'm sure it was with Clarence Thomas. Clarence Thomas is in hot water. I don't know. Obviously, it must not be mandatory for them to show up.
No, it's not mandatory.
But it would have been the right thing to do, right?
Yeah. Oh my God. I actually went to sleep during the speech. So Dan sent me the link, the YouTube link with the whole speech.
Our Dan.
And oh my God, I was just hip, hip, hooray. It was fantastic.
I watched it before the show. I was like, yes.
Yes, he did a great job.
So Denise Brown wants to know, will the Democrats throw Marjorie Taylor Greene off committees in 2025 when they retake the House? I think that she's going to be.
I don't think she's going to win.
She won't.
Because because you saw what they did today. Instead of working on the issues America wants, they're working on saying Marjorie Taylor Greene told the Twitter people that you took doctors off your feed and forced Americans to get that injection. I'm still sick to this day from that vaccine.
Oh, please. She was
so
the one that didn't want to take it. She's, you know what? She's going to be dog meat. I mean, no, I can't even say it's an insult to the dogs.
I mean, we lost over 1 million Americans to COVID.
And considering in the beginning that Trump didn't do anything about it.
Notice how they're not pitching a fit about the January 6th, though.
Oh, no, to them, that's okay.
They're not talking about all the lies about that.
Exactly. Marjorie Taylor Greene, you're right. She's not going to win, but I still see her investigated. And I think she's going to be in trouble over January.
Good.
And she's on the Intelligence Committee. That is frightening.
That's really, though I think I think the government knows what they can put out, what they can't.
Oh, yeah, they're not telling
They don't trust her as far as that's like Jared Kushner. Remember, they told the president, who shouldn't have had a security clearance, we cannot give a clearance to your children and your son-in-law because, you know, I guess there was a lot of issues in there. And he said, I don't care, give it to them anyway.
You know what just hit me? My psychic light bulb went on. I got a funny feeling some of those people are going to feed misinformation. and see if it leaks. And if so, they're going to know then who leaked it, because they're going to know to whom they gave the misinformation.
That's true. That's true.
That's what I see.
Yeah, and somebody sent me an interview, an Australian interview with Giselle, not Giselle, with who was the man that they said hung himself, but Max, what's her name?
Yeah, I know
The
who it
one
is.
who primed young girls.
Yeah, I can't think of his name.
Now she said she wished she'd never met him.
Well, too
But
late
she
now.
said, I'm going to tell you one thing and mark my words about this. He was murdered.
Oh,
He was getting ready to appeal. We had everything in place and he was murdered. And what did I say from the beginning? He was murdered.
well, I have a friend who's an attorney, and he's licensed, or he or she is licensed to practice under the federal system. And this person has worked on some very, very big cases. And we had a conversation about it. And my friend feels the same way, that this individual was murdered.
Yeah, the cameras don't work. There's no guards around. Hello.
Yeah, it's obvious that happened so he would shut his mouth.
Oh, look at my Carrie Lake lens is in now.
I love it.
She said if she loses this next thing that she's appealing, she's going to run for a higher office. So you know she's going to run for Senate. She can run till the cows come home.
What about Boebert? Oh my God, that hate speech she gave in church, that she's praying that Biden's days are numbered. And then she backpedaled by saying she was quoting from the Bible.
Oh my God.
You know,
this is a woman whose husband exposes himself to children.
My Italian family would say to her and Lake, right?
Right.
Oh my God. It just gets crazier and crazier, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see the the circus in the house, that's for sure. You know, it bothered me. I told my husband, I said, look at McCarthy sitting there so, and we both said smug at the same time. I said, you know what? He's not gonna be.
He looks weak. He looks weak. Let's throw on McCarthy.
Yeah, let's do.
He looks weak. Everybody, for entertainment purposes only.
There, yes, thank you. I like that card. You got to send me one of those.
This was from someone who watches me. It's not a card. It's like a
oh, I thought it was a card. Okay, never mind. Okay, so throwing a card on McCarthy. Yeah, he looked like he was just smug, but he looked kind of like when Biden said.
And he was going shh, shh.
Would you pull? I pulled this.
And did you see Santos was trying to get the president to shake his hand?
Oh,
yeah, our Utah senator, Mitch, what's his name? The Utah one, the Mormon.
Yeah.
He told him off. He said, you shouldn't even be in Congress. What are you doing out here trying to shake?
Mitt Romney.
Mitt Romney said you shouldn't even be in Congress. You making an ass out of yourself.
Well, Romney's a senator, I think, right?
Yeah, he's a senator,
well,
but he took him off.
I think Mitt Romney's going to be instrumental in kind of getting a movement to force McCarthy and some of those people that get that guy out of the house.
Maybe, yeah. So let me look at McCarthy.
McCarthy? All right.
Yeah, he's got some trouble. I don't know if he's in legal trouble, but he's watching people around him falling.
Well, I heard somebody said that he's like a half speaker. In other words, it's almost like having nothing there.
He will probably be out in 8 days, 8 weeks, or by the month of August. He'll be out.
I pulled the 5 of Hearts, which means exposure of secrets, things coming to the surface, a lot more coming to the surface about him.
Yeah.
So I see him gone too, because then I pulled an 8 of Diamonds, which means ill luck for long years. It means death of career. So, and you know what, you said August, and I pulled the 8 of Diamonds right when you said that. So there's your 8.
There you go. I'm sorry it's going to last that long.
Well, Michael Moore, that guy, he's a
Yeah, I know he is. He's pretty good at calling things sometimes.
Well, he did. He said, I'm not in the business of predicting, but he said that he didn't feel that McCarthy would be speaker, and he didn't feel that the Republicans would hold the House during this next 2 years. So we shall see.
Good. Well, I hope that's true.
Right. Okay. Bobby asks, this is good. With the abortion rights, the child support rights need to be overhauled. Wait a minute. I don't get this. Oh, I see what she's asking. She's asking if people who owe back child support will ever be held accountable, but I don't quite understand the question. I think they already are, but anyway, let me go to the next question. Okay. Okay. Let me see here.
Can you put me on pause 1 second?
Yes. Give me 1 second here. Here we go. Technical difficulties. We're back.
We're back.
Well, okay. Laura, I think it's DeVary or DeVary. Hi, Mel and Linda. What did McCarthy think of Marjorie Taylor Greene heckling the president?
McCarthy?
Yeah, the Speaker of the House.
He was embarrassed.
Yeah, he looked kind
He
of
tried to tell him beforehand, don't forget the world is watching. Don't make an ass out of yourself.
and she did.
You know, it's very shameful. And you know, my guides reminded me again, especially while I was down in, you know, because I had made a comment that I think she looks like a cave woman. And but they don't like it when you do that. They kind of remind me, nudge me, and tell me, you know, Linda, we can't be judging other people. You can't, even if you hate them and you want to say nasty things, you've got to know that these are lost souls. Pray for their well-being.
Well, but hold on. There's a difference between saying something nasty and a reality call.
Yeah. Well, the other thing, these are the first ones to make negative comments about others.
Oh my God. But then when somebody does it about them, they're fit to be tied. She is a bully. She really is a bully.
I remember she followed people and she was so cruel.
Yeah.
And they made fun of Nancy Pelosi, you know, they said she wore dentures or something.
They put up a racist sign outside of one congresswoman's office. I mean, who was, I think it's just horrible. Marjorie Taylor Greene is not a nice person, but you know, I did make a comment about her fashion.
Well, so did that gentleman with the bald head on MSNBC.
Yeah.
He said, you know, Santos needs to give her a fashion lesson because, you know
what's going to happen next? Saturday Night Live is going to do a comedy skit about it. How much
you watch
with the white.
Oh, hail to the yes.
Oh, that's going to be her new name, Snow White. Well, I don't know about Bulwer, but Marjorie Taylor Greene. That was a good question. Okay, she's also got another one, a second part to it. Mike Pomerantz book accuses DA Alvin Bragg for not criminally indicting Trump for falsifying business records to get loans. Will there be more fallout against Bragg?
Are you talking about that gentleman that wrote the book that's been on all the shows?
Yeah, but the guy that wrote the book said he criticized Bragg, he criticized Bragg for not criminally indicting Trump for falsifying business records. Now, Bragg is that guy in New York. He said he restarted the investigation of Trump. In other words, I think he's the district attorney or something. Yeah. He's going to stop the investigation.
They were ready to go. They were all set. They were ready to indict. He should have been indicted in November. That's probably why we were feeling any day now. Right. And then Bragg comes in and says, no, not now.
So Bragg restarted the investigation of Trump, and she says, will it finally indict Trump?
Absolutely, yes.
Absolutely, yes. All right, she asked about the train derailment in Ohio. I haven't heard about that, so I don't know if I could.
Yeah, there was a pretty bad one. I think it's okay now, but there was chemicals and everything that they were really worried about, but right now it's okay.
Well, I don't see anybody being injured terribly.
I see everything's okay now, but It was pretty scary. It was a huge amount of explosions and stuff.
Well, from
I
that,
don't know. I think people may have died. I'm not quite sure.
well, no, I don't mean that, but I'm talking about, I don't, from this point onward, I don't see any people dying from the toxic chemicals that were spilled.
Right.
I think it goes to show how much we need infrastructure in this country and how we need to invest money in our rail system.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. KR wants to know, what immigration reform will Biden be able to push through before 2024?
Wait, what?
What immigration reform will Biden be able to push through before 2024? Well, I think if the Dems take back over the House, he'll be able to get
Then
it.
he can do it. I'm feeling that I'm telling you, those people are much ado about nothing, going nowhere. They're not helping at all.
Hmm.
They don't want anything good to happen.
Yeah,
Did you see that shocked look on Mike Lee's face that we're going to get rid of Social Security? I dare say, sir, have you no decency? And then the next thing they do is show the video of him telling people, I'll tell you why I came into office, so I can get rid of Social Security and Medicare.
you know what? And I saw McCarthy going, we never like this. And all
Yeah.
of it's like, now you're called on it. And isn't it crazy that they put stuff out on the media and they say they never said it, but yet
And then we have videos that they said it.
right there in front of them. So,
And God forbid, what's her name? Huckabee.
oh, please.
Somebody showed a picture of their little boy, and he's had his baba, and he turns and he starts crying when he sees her. He was scared. She's scared because she had this mean look. And can you imagine the TV just having her? She had this mean look.
Well, she came out, she was making a comment against the State of the Union or something. And I'm thinking to myself, well, who is she? She stood up there and lied for Trump every day when she was his press secretary or whatever.
And trying to act like Trump was the real warrior.
Oh, yeah, right.
Oh, they showed a thing of all the presidents since, I think, Nixon, who got jobs. George Bush was pretty good. Not George W., but the other George. But they were showing the list, and Obama was okay. Somebody else was pretty good. Trump was under. Jobs were lost. But when you see Obama, his goes straight up. He has gotten more jobs than any other president ever.
Well, he pulled us out of the mess that W got us in.
My God.
Wow. Okay, Nancy Vasquez, this is a good one. Do you see a safe game on Sunday? I live in Arizona and hoping no madness happening with a lot of visitors in town.
Do I see what?
Do you see a safe game on Sunday?
Oh, yeah, I see a safe game.
I think she's talking about.
I'm not going to watch it, but yeah, I see a safe game.
Well, I'm just curious. Why aren't you going to watch it?
No team I'm interested in.
Oh, I'm not going to watch it because I have to evaluate dogs for Canine Good Citizens.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I used to in the old days like the commercials for Super Bowl, but I'm not going to watch.
Okay, Paula S. asks, wondering about the recovery of the housing market. Thanks for all your efforts, guys. Appreciated. Oh, thanks, Paula. I see I see the feds are going to raise the interest rates a couple more times to slow the market a little bit more.
Very tiny, though. Yeah.
Very tiny. They didn't want another crash like in 2008. We were headed in that direction. And I think this will succeed. And I'm thinking about another year and a half, they'll reduce interest rates and that'll put more inventory on the market.
It even has gone down a little bit.
Yes, it has. It has.
So I see, what are we, like I told my friend down in Southern California, what are we bitching about? My first house was like 7%, 11%. I know I bought one house at 11%. This 3 and 5% ain't going to kill us.
My first mortgage, I paid 10.5%.
There you go.
Or people remember back in the 70s, the interest rates got as high as 18%. And people,
yeah, I remember that's when I bought, but I had a military one because my husband was in the Navy.
Back in those days, a lot of people would buy on contract. So what that meant is that rather than go through a bank at high interest rates, the owner would hold the paper and wait until the interest rates came down. So the buyer would pay the owner at a reduced interest rate. And then when the rates went down, then they would refinance and the owner could get paid off.
Damn.
It was
I
very
don't remember
common.
that.
It was very common back then.
Wow, I didn't know that.
It was called buying on contract. All right. Nuts for Art. Every time I see it, I just love that name. Nuts for Art. I love it.
Hey, Nuts.
Hi, Nuts. Okay. Does Putin double down on attacking Ukraine every time he gets bad news from the doctor? It feels like he's determined to win and bring back the Soviet Union before he dies. So every time the doc tells him he's getting worse, he increases his attacks on Ukraine. That's a question mark.
Yeah,
Well, he does want the other countries in the old Soviet Union back, but it's not going to happen.
it's not gonna happen.
Um,
I can guarantee it.
Now, while we're here, somebody's asking, will the Ukrainians get the airplanes they need to help stave off the Russians? And I see the answer to that is yes.
I saw yes too. That's so funny you said that. Did I ever tell you, because Congress is gonna show their rear and, we're not gonna give any more to them. But I almost see the Pentagon kind of going to the side, maybe handing it over to Germany or Poland and saying, by the by, here you go, pass it over. Did I tell you that already?
No, but
Yeah, that's what I saw.
I'm glad you said that, because when you said that, my light bulb went on. And even if, the House doesn't vote to give Ukraine more money, some way or another, President Biden will figure out a way to take it from here and put it over there. And that will be legal.
That's what I was seeing.
That's right. So, I think Putin is gloating right now because he knows that the Republicans are in control of the House, which means he knows that Trump's in control, and he thinks now he can get Trump to do his bidding with McCarthy. Did you see how McCarthy sat there when Biden was making reference to Trump, and he stiffened up like an old rooster? He didn't like it. Too bad. Right. Anyway, okay. Oh, this is a good one. Denise W. Does the new book People versus Donald Trump, book by Mark Pomerantz? That's the guy's
Yeah,
name.
That's the guy that we were talking about. Yeah.
Does it hurt or help Trump from facing indictments in New York?
Well, I'm almost feeling he might have messed up the where they were going. I think New York's getting ready to indict Trump, and then he blabbed. I'm not approving of his book.
I still see Trump being indicted.
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying he because he wanted to make a point. He already wrote this big long letter when he left, and I don't blame him for being mad. And the book was already in the works. He probably already got paid a little bit of money for it, so he had to keep going with it.
He got paid a lot of money for it.
He's hated by New York now.
Well, but you know what? Trump's going to be indicted in Georgia too.
Yeah.
So, okay, Jamie Johnson wants to know, what was behind Mitch McConnell's decision to remove Mike Lee, a Republican from Utah, from his committees? Do you think McConnell has knowledge that Mike Lee is going down for January the 6th?
That's the one that I told you that had this shocked look on his face when they talked about getting rid of Social Security, yet you have him on tape saying, the reason I'm running. Yeah, I feel like there's something coming up with him. McConnell's not into the ones that are pro January 6th at all.
No.
And he might have word. Yes, Mike Lee's going down with the rest of them.
That's why I think McConnell's still holding on, because he said if the Republicans didn't take over the Senate, he was going to resign or quit. But I think he thinks he better hold on, because he's probably the only one that can help tame some of the Republicans.
Oh.
I don't like Mitch McConnell. Can't stand him.
Oh, God, no.
But I think he's keeping a lot of things in check.
Yeah.
All right. Serena Everett wants to know, hi, Mel and Linda, you give me hope. Thank you. Question is, when Roe was reinstated, will there be any issues getting the red states to comply with reproductive rights, and also any legislations to stop these people from harassing people?
That's interesting.
I see at some point it being codified.
That's what I'm seeing too. And so they can't fight it.
I
they
mean,
wouldn't want to, though.
Oh, they'll want to. Just like with gay marriage, when that first came out, there were some states and some clerks who wouldn't give marriage licenses to gay people, and some of them ended up in jail.
I remember that one woman.
Oh, please, she had her moment of whatever it is, and look what happened to her. Same thing's going to happen to Marjorie Taylor Greene. She'll go down in history as one of the worst people ever in American history. I'm talking about
Right.
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah.
Davis, I think, was her name, that woman in Kentucky. Never heard of what happened to her after that. So, okay. All right, hold on a minute. I didn't see Sarah Huckable's rebuttal, but I mean, she's got a lot of right to make a rebuttal
It
because
was nothing but lies from the moment she opened her mouth.
well, right.
We
And
believe in freedom. We want freedom. She used the word freedom about 100 and something times. And here she's saying we want freedom except for women's rights for their own reproductive care, and except for the books people can read, and except for this and that, but we want freedom.
you know, that whole thing in Florida about banning books and taking books off shelves is going to go to court. And the Supreme Court at some point is going to say, no, you cannot limit freedom of speech. I mean,
No.
obviously there's certain books, I think if they're risque, you don't want them on there, but The Catcher in the Rye, give me a break.
I know.
I mean, give me a break. I bet
Also,
the Bible, they'd have it up there in a nanosecond.
right. Did you hear DeSantis is telling Disneyland, where you are is my land, so you can't tell me what to do. That's what he said.
We'll try going against them again to Satan and see what happens.
Oh my God. I thought for sure Disney would make sure he got voted out. I can't believe something was weird how he won so fast.
Well,
I just gotta put you on.
Disney's cooking up some things behind the scenes to
right.
deal with the
Because
same.
if it was up to me, if I were Disney, I'd just pack up and get the hell out of Florida.
Well, too much of an investment for them to.
I know, but how do they move all those things? I need 1 second.
Okay. Difficulties. We're back. Okay. Makoto says, Aloha, Auntie Mel and Linda. Hello. Aloha. In the last election, the Republican Party gained a few more seats in our mostly Democratic state of Hawaii legislature. Since then, some of them are pushing for initiatives that seem to mirror the current GOP trend of talking points, though touted as the local folks. Do you see the Hawaii Republicans actually working together with our current governor, or are they just in to make noise as a part of the GOP circus? Cirque de GOP. I love it. I think they're just making noise. You know,
that's all they do, and they're much ado about nothing, going nowhere. What they're focusing in on has nothing to do with the American public. It's their own personal vendettas.
Correct, and their own personal ideas that they're trying to shove down everybody's throat.
Yeah,
you know, Hawaii is a largely Democratic state, and I think some of those GOP. I think some of the Hawaiians are already thinking the Kama'aina is like, what do we do? Kama'aina means. Yeah. So some of those people, Makoto, will be voted out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Lisa B. Hello, Auntie Mel and Linda. Are any major rain events coming up for Hawaii, especially Maui? The island of Maui. I see some flooding on Maui. I mean,
I see some rain. Is it more like tropical stuff coming? I feel maybe even more towards spring and fall.
Right now is the rainy season, so.
Oh, okay.
Kauai got hit really bad last year, the year before, with floods. Up in Honolulu, it was really bad. There were landslides and houses were wiped out. It was really sad.
Wow.
But I do see some flooding on Maui. I think Kauai will get a little bit, but not as much as Maui will. Okay. But I don't see any loss of life, so thank God for that.
Boy, that terrible earthquake that happened in Turkey.
I can't believe you just said that, because boy, that's clairvoyant, because the next question I was going to ask from Brenda Kaniska is, will the world come together to help the people who are suffering so much from the devastating
the world already is coming together.
Yeah, they will.
I got some direct links to helping Turkey, but it's written in their language and it's really hard to understand. I need something simpler, but I'm not going through the American Red Cross.
No, absolutely not. Nope. My father told me a story about that during the war, World War II, that, a lot of people back in those days smoked cigarettes. I mean,
Well, the Red Cross helped push cigarettes because the tobacco companies was giving it to him for free.
but they sold them to the GIs. They didn't give them to the GIs.
No, it does exactly.
So that's what really like put the frosting on my dad's cake. He was like,
Yeah.
not give to the Red Cross. He remembered that. So, okay. Let's see. Okay, Nancy D wants to know, will Merrick Garland ever act? In other words, indictments. Behind the scenes, I'm telling you, everybody, they're investigating full steam ahead.
They got so much going on, but it's not Merrick Garland right now. It's Jack Smith.
Yes, exactly.
It's not up to Merrick. I mean, if Jack Smith turns to Merrick Garland and says, okay, I'm ready to go, he'll say, okay.
That's right. That's right. And Jack Smith is not just going to throw something against the wall to see what sticks. Okay. Mary Ann Stone. Hello, Mel and Linda. My question is, do you think there will be changes to the Social Security program for people that were disabled at birth? Currently, if they ever marry, they will lose their benefits. Oh, that's terrible. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Well, I do think that people who have disabilities will get an increase in their supplemental security income, SSI. The answer to that is yes. And I see more raises coming for people that are over 65 who are drawing Social Security.
Right.
I guess they probably think if somebody marries, they don't need it because their spouse would support them. But what if there's two disabled spouses? So I see that change a little bit. Unfortunately,
But it's not until like
it's a while
26, 27.
All right. V Mira says, can you look at Ireland? Any bad weather in the spring?
Ireland, any bad weather this spring? Rain, flooding, a little flooding.
Okay.
Some sort of cold chill, like, like the East Coast just went through where that Armageddon thing dropped where the Maine was below 100 freezing. I see something like that in Ireland momentarily, more towards the north, even Scotland.
I see another heat wave hitting Ireland and Europe this summer. I mean,
Okay.
over this past summer, it got to be like almost 95 degrees in London, which is unheard of.
Oh, I know, and they don't really have air conditioning or anything.
Well, they don't need it because the temperature, if it gets to 70, that's hot for them. So.
And they live in those like brick houses.
Yeah. So.
That's like Chicago. I remember that time. So many people died in Chicago because of the heat wave.
Oh, yeah. Here in the summertime when it gets hot, they make sure that they don't turn off people's electricity because you need the air conditioner. And when it's cold, if it's under 32 degrees, if it's below freezing, if you owe like a utility bill, they cannot turn off your utilities. That's why in the springtime there's so many disconnects, electricity and gas getting disconnected, because when the temperature gets warm for a couple of days, the companies are out there turning off people's power.
Well, I remember, I think in Texas, some people died in bed, frozen.
Oh, yeah. I mean, okay. This is a good one, but I haven't had a chance to look at it yet. Arlene Hardebeck wants to know, she said, love you both. Thank you, Arlene. Who will be left standing to run for president for the repubes? Not many.
What?
She says, who will be left standing to run for president for the repubes? I said,
oh, Jesus, I don't know.
Even know.
As we get closer, we'll know. Right. I don't see Trump being able to run.
I don't think so either.
Did you hear Trump on his Truth Social is sort of suggesting that Satan is a pedophile?
What?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, run that by me again.
Yeah, today they were saying that on Truth Social, Trump is suggesting that Satan is a pedophile.
Wow.
Remember, he was supposed to have something on him.
Right.
It could be that whole Gates thing, Matt Gates thing with the younger women. But, Trump shouldn't talk because Trump apparently.
Well, he's got some skeletons in his
closet. Yeah.
You know what? When you said that, my psychic light bulb went on.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's true or not, but Trump is certainly trying to plant the seed to make it look bad for the Satan. That's for sure.
Right, right.
Well, here's another one. Boy, you're on, Linda. You're like predicting these questions before I ask them. This is okay. NS, did the redhead's top opponent in Florida really go to alcohol parties with his students when he was a young teacher, or is redhead lying? Who's telling the truth in this?
Who's the redhead?
Did the redhead's top opponent in Florida really go to alcohol parties with his students when he was a young teacher, or is the redhead lying? I think they're talking about the governor.
I think he was. Yes, I think I heard that somewhere. I think he was partying
He was partying.
with the young kids
Okay.
with his patent leather white boots.
No, that's well, he matched Marjorie Taylor Greene with her white outfit.
Yeah.
Maybe she should borrow the boots to dress it up. Okay. I think we touched on this one. I'm going to ask it. Janet T. Hi, Mel and Linda. Love you too. Will Zelensky get the fighter jets he needs from UK and EU quickly enough?
We just answered that.
I'm sorry. But I think behind the scenes, they've already been
Approved.
approved, but I think they've already been training those the pilots to pilot the pilots to fly those jets.
I think Germany has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, they do. Okay. Let me just go somewhere else here. Give me 1 second. But my guides show me that they're already training pilots to fly those airplanes. So
Yeah.
alrighty, here we go. I had to do something here. I'm just scrolling. Okay. Lillian Caraballo says, no question, just a deep appreciation for sharing your gifts. That's nice. Thank you. Oh, this is a good one. Cat Mama Meow. I like this. Will Leonard Peltier ever be released alive from prison? He was that Native American that was accused of shooting those 2 FBI agents. I see him out of jail at some point before he dies. What do you think?
I see him dying in jail.
You think so? I think he was in 1975 or something. He's been there like a long time. Well,
I don't know why I see him getting sick and dying in jail, but I hope what you say is right.
well, if I'm wrong, I'll stand corrected, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Good morning, Mel and Linda. This is from Marcia Ramirez. My question is, are the layoffs in the tech industries and other big businesses their way of trying to undercut President Biden's economic successes and his new tax plan to bring big businesses to pay a straight 15% tax rate?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yes.
Absolutely. That the workers will pay before they do. They're going to get rid of people so they can offset that 15%.
And then they're going to say, well, we wouldn't have to pay more taxes. Then you know what the government should say? Then if you're going to lay off people because of that, you're going to have to pay even higher taxes.
There you go.
I mean, 15% is not a lot to ask these companies to pay. It used to be like 20, I think it was higher. So,
yeah.
Okay. This is a good one by Katie. It's kind of general, but I get where she's going with it. Will the Congress, the House, and the Senate pass legislation over the next 6 months, which will be the most beneficial to all of us? Well, I think with the circus going on in the House, we can forget about any decent legislation coming through. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah. We're kind of at a stalemate right now. I'm so sorry that we didn't take, I'm so sorry we did. And I do see people are going to be so tired in Congress. McCarthy's going to be shoved out. And I see more sound-minded people kind of working across the room with we're not going to get a lot of things, but at least we'll get some things.
My guides show me moderates reaching, some moderate Republicans.
Because they're just wasting so much time. Today, all they did was about me, and you did this to me, Twitter, and you did this to me. It's a bunch of
hoopla.
It's crazy.
Yeah, my guides show me the same thing, like moderates, Republicans reaching across the aisle to work with some of the Democrats. But
right.
I don't think we're going to see it. It'll happen, but it's going to take a while.
Right.
All right, we got time for just a few more. 1290LI. Number one, do you see China split? Do you see China split into different regions after the current regime dissolves?
I believe so.
Well, I think the same thing's going to happen in China, what happened in the former Soviet Union. Somebody's going to come in and just ban the Communist Party.
Yeah.
Okay. And question 2 is, when do you see Abbott Trump supporters fade into the fringes? Well, still behind closed doors, they'll like Trump, just like people liked Hitler, but they're not going to want to come out and talk about it. That's what.
Yeah, and also when Trump passes, it'll fade away. You're still going to have these crazy people making up stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like Hillary Clinton eating babies out of a pizza place. I mean, what the heck was that about?
I mean, who would even believe that? I mean,
there's people that believe it.
Or we're getting like rays from outer space.
There was a couple I knew, and the girl was very kind and nice. And then she said, "Did you hear about Hillary Clinton?" I said, "No, what?" Apparently they're eating babies out of this pizza. I said, "Do you honest to God believe that?" "Absolutely," she said.
You know, that's the oldest thing in the book. A lot of times when cultures were trying to vilify a certain group, they would say they killed babies and ate them, or
yeah,
and all kinds of stuff. It's
yeah, yeah.
Okay, Judy Chandler. Will Boebert be held accountable for the hate speech she delivered in church last Sunday, insinuating she prays for Biden's death? She said, "It gives me the creeps," as the congregation cheered her on. I think she's going to be held accountable for a lot of things.
Yeah, but not with this thing.
No.
Believe it or not, nobody's going to touch her now. Well, when Trump starts going down and then they go back and hit these insurrectionists, that's where she gets hit.
She's not going to get reelected.
No, we thought so the last time. She barely got reelected this time.
I didn't see her getting reelected.
But what the thing is that they're in charge and they're doing nothing.
They never do. The only thing they do is try to talk about dismantling Social Security and Medicare, and when they get called on it, they lie and say they didn't say it.
Right.
Okay, we got time for one more.
One more.
Okay. Let's see here. Well, we kind of touched on this one, but I'm gonna read it anyway. It's good. Libra Lady. Hi, Libra Lady. She said, "Love you both." She said, "I thought Biden's State of the Union speech was well done, especially responding to the hecklers." Oh, it was brilliant. He was brilliant.
He did a fantastic job. Listen, that man has been in there since Nixon, I think.
Exactly. He knows what he knows.
50 years, he knows exactly what time of day it is. These youngsters over there acting like they're somebody, they're nobody.
He knows how to play politics. You know, it's like a dad, like smacking the hand of a little naughty kid throwing the tantrum. Anyway, she says, "What is your feeling about progress getting bills on the subjects in his speech passed with partisan support?"
No, he's not going to get partisan support.
No. She just says, what is our feeling about progress getting bills on subject in his speech passed? In other words,
we're stuck right now with these idiots.
Right. But there will be some way behind the scenes he'll work with Mitch McConnell.
Well, the Senate, I'm not worried about. It's Congress, but I see they're going to be furious, but I see people coming across in the aisle and saying
he and Mitch McConnell are friends. So my
right
point
now
is, I know, but I think he'll work with Mitch McConnell so that McConnell can work with some, even though McConnell's in the Senate, would work with some of the Republicans in the House to say, "Guys, get your act together."
Exactly.
So, McCarthy will be out. I'm telling you. I didn't even think
McConnell told off McCarthy too, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
About how terrible that was.
And Mitt Romney's going to get pretty vocal too.
Mm-hmm. Well, he said that Santos is a very troubled individual. Okay, well, thank you, my friend.
Oh, thank you so much. Everybody, please send healing energy to Mimi Rose.
Okay.
She had surgery. But she's coming along just fine. Good. And she's just having some numbness, but that could be due to the medication. But Mimi, I see a full recovery for you.
I do too.
All right, Linda. Thank you, darling.
Thank you, honey.
Love
you all.
Next Monday, I'm on your show.
Next Monday, you're on my show.
All righty.